My mom was waiting outside of the church when it happened.
Yeah. And what was it like seeing her?
I was super happy because, like, I was scared that I wasn't going to see her because I didn't know what was happening, really. I was just in shock.
A young boy recounting the moments he was seated in church when shots rang out from a stained glass window. His friend, jumping on top of him to save his life, is shot in the gunfire.
It is the reality for a school of children who were meant to be commemorating the very first week of school today. And a late afternoon's news conference this afternoon revealing more details, and we've also learned the shooter does have a relative here in Louisville. It's our top story at 5 o'clock. Hello, everybody. I'm Doug Proffitt.
And I'm Connie Leonard. The gunman took his own life, and now investigators are working to determine a motive.
Well, it happened this morning at the Annunciation Catholic School in Minneapolis. The shooter carrying a rifle, shotgun, and a pistol. The police said the shooter approached the church from the side and shot right through stained glass windows.
A 10-year-old and an 8-year-old were killed. Of the 17 others injured, police said 14 were children. At least 2 are in their 80s. As ABC's Rena Roy reports, one little girl says at first she thought the gunfire was fireworks.
A horrific first week of school in South Minneapolis. A gunman shooting through the stained glass windows of this Catholic church as dozens of children attended morning mass before classes at Annunciation Catholic School.
A possible active shooter, 509 West 54th Street, Minneapolis.
Police say the gunman was armed with a shotgun, rifle, and pistol and fired from all 3 weapons just before 8:30 a.m. Police say the shooter died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
That coward has been identified as 23-year-old Robin Westman. No prior criminal history.
At least 2 young children killed, just 8 and 10 years old.
It was like right beside me. I was like 2 seats away from the stained glass windows. So they were like, the shots were like right next to me. My friend got hit in the back.
Did he go to the hospital?
Yeah, he went to the hospital.
17 others, mostly children, were hurt, 2 of them in critical condition.
These kids were literally praying. They should be able to go to school or church in peace without the fear or risk of violence.
Parents rushing to the school.
I just saw the kids exiting, so it's almost like a little parade of kids. I'm like just yelling at my daughter's name.
And I heard something like really loud, like I thought it was fireworks in the church. And then I saw the shooting. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared.
Emily Feste's niece and nephew go to the school, and her husband is a firefighter who jumped into action when the calls came in.
He just took off on foot. It's so awful and it's so scary. And I just am really proud of my husband and my brother-in-law for just running into the danger.
Sources familiar with the matter tell ABC News investigators are looking at social media accounts believed to be associated with the shooter. Now, the FBI, DHS, and ATF are all responding as they work to figure out a possible motive behind this devastating attack. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
And neighbors say they heard dozens of rounds. Again, the shooter using a rifle, shotgun, and a pistol.
And late today, we also learned that the 23-year-old shooter, Robin Westman, is related to former Kentucky State Representative Bob Hellringer of Louisville. Hellringer telling the Associated Press in a telephone interview he had not seen Westman in a few years. Quote, "He was my nephew, and I wish he had shot me instead of innocent school children. I barely knew him. They, Robin's family, never lived in Louisville. They lived in Minnesota." End quote from Bob Hellringer tonight. More of our top local stories for you here at 5. Louisville Metro Police are investigating a shooting that disrupted a high school soccer game last night near Central High School. Officers say gunfire broke out on Congress Avenue around 8:10 last night. A man is in his 20s and was shot in the knee and taken to University Hospital. He's expected to survive. The game between Manual High School and the Brown School, though, was put on hold as police ordered a quick shelter-in-place evacuation of the stands as well. Several juveniles were detained by police last night after fleeing the scene. No arrests were made.
And it was a cold start at the bus stop this morning for the kids out there, but warmed up to a nice day.
I broke down a little bit, Connie. I put on some thin long sleeve shirt.
I saw that.
All right. I kept the WHAS logo going strong, but then it came off by 10 a.m. there. Mel.
Right. We did warm up pretty quickly this morning. That sun is still strong. It is still August, so we have warmed into the 70s. We even have a few low 80s on the map today. As we take a live look from our First Savings Bank U of L health camera from over in Jeffersonville, another beautiful day. I mean, just copy and paste all this week. We have temperatures in the 70s. Once again, 81 degrees in Springfield. That is the outlier here. We're at 75 in Louisville at the airport, 78 in Shepherdsville, 77 currently in E-Town. Of course, our dew points remain very, very low for this time of year. Our humidity is extremely comfortable with dew points in the 40s and 50s yet again today. Wind speeds, I will say, are lighter compared to the last couple of days. So we have sustained winds between about 5 to 10 miles per hour, but not too much of a wind gust expected for the afternoon and evening. Satellite and radar here, all is dry. We have had those clouds that bubbled up during the warmth of the day, a few additional high clouds that are streaming into our southern counties. So expect a nice evening, of course. Temperatures in the 70s, dropping down to the 60s by 10 p.m. and eventually the 50s tonight. Not quite as chilly as this morning, but still cooler than normal as we head into the overnight hours. We will take a look ahead at our Labor Day weekend forecast. That's coming up in just a bit, guys.
Thanks, Mallory. A complete shutdown of I-65 in the city of Louisville is on the horizon. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet says 3 bridges in downtown Louisville need to be replaced, and we're talking about highway overpasses. KYTC says the bridges are safe. This is a proactive way to increase safety for years to come.
Seems like deja vu, folks. Are you tired of this yet? Well, let's give them credit for one big thing. They are giving us a huge heads up on this one. It means I-65 from Jefferson Street to the Waterston Expressway will be closed to all traffic next summer. We are talking summer of 2026 with this notice. WHS 11's Alexandra Goldberg and photojournalist Jessica Farley are giving us a closer look at what we can expect.
Louisville drivers, heads up, a section of I-65 will be completely closed next summer as crews fix dated bridges because of deterioration like this. Exposed rebar and eroded cement at the overpass near Hill Street and Burnett Avenue are a sign of the times.
From the technology that was available in the 50s and 60s for the bridges, they've done their work and they've lived a good life. Ed Green, spokesperson for the I-65 Central Corridor Project, says 3 downtown Louisville bridges need to be replaced. But it comes with a catch. Interstate 65 from Jefferson Street to the Waterston Expressway will be shut down to traffic for 2 months throughout June and July 2026. Our goal is get in, get out, and have bridges that will last more than 75 years. This is the suggested detour, I-64 and I-264. Closing the interstate and moving the traffic to another route allows the workers to do the work that they need to, and honestly do it faster than they would otherwise.
I will guarantee you for those first 2 weeks of the shutdown, no matter how much we all know ahead of time, it's gonna be tough. It just is. And then everybody will figure out the side streets and the timing and all those other things. We met Brett Bachman near the overpass at Kentucky Street and Brook Street. He's the CEO of the Heiser Hearing Institute, a nonprofit just feet away from the 66-year-old bridge. You got a major thoroughfare that's going to be shut down. Everybody's going to be forced onto the streets. So my hope is, with the long lead time that they've told everybody about it and people know about it, people will understand and just be more compassionate and understanding about this has to be done. Also on the list, this bridge here on Bradley Avenue nearby some of Louisville's main attractions, including the Kentucky Expo Center, Kentucky Kingdom, and the Broadbent Arena. But Green says the timing was strategic. We're not going to impact Derby, and we're not going to impact the state fair. By August 1st, 2026, traffic on I-65 will be rolling once again. In Louisville, Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS 11, on your side.
And KYTC says on-ramps at Jefferson, Liberty, and Muhammad Ali Boulevard will remain open during that construction.
Well, after these 3 bridges are finished, the cabinet says it'll start working on at least 3 additional bridges. I-65 is expected to remain open, though, for that phase.
Well, the first Black-owned pharmacy here in Louisville is now open, and they are changing how you interact with your pharmacist. Good Brothers Pharmacy is located And Good Brothers Pharmacy is located in the Russell neighborhood on West Market Street. Co-founders Deshaun King and Isaiah Jones said they founded the pharmacy to close healthcare gaps in minority communities. Mayor Craig Greenberg, along with Jones and King, attended the ribbon cutting ceremony this morning.
That's what sets Good Brothers apart. It's not just convenience, it's connection. Here you won't just be a number. We'll know your name. We'll build relationships with you. We'll notice if you missed a refill. We'll go the extra mile to support you if you have anything going on outside of Good Brothers. We'll connect you with unlimited resources.
The pharmacy will offer free delivery to customers in Jefferson County and Southern Indiana. And you're looking live at our phone bank in Studio H, where volunteers are standing by to take your call.
There's Ian Hardwitt there on the far left. What is going on here? You want to talk to Ian. He wants to take your money. You can donate now by dialing 502-582-7227. That's the number to WHAS11. You're going to help a great cause, Metro Animal Services, or scan that little QR code you see right there on the right of your screen. We're going to be raising money here in our studios to help the good folks out until 7 tonight. Come on, we need a phone call to Ian Hardwitt right after this.